Welcome, one and all, to a brand new Let's Play. I'm excited to end the year off with another grand RPG experience. In this case, not Final Fantasy, but the Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. Now, this is the Steam version of this game, not the PSP version of the like. And I'm going to be honest, I cannot talk. I have no experience with Legend of Heroes series. I bought this game, one, because it was on the Steam sale for pretty cheap, two, because out of curiosity. You see, I had seen Linkara's video on the game, and it sparked a bit of curiosity within me. Because, you know, Linkara did a video summary of this game as a Patreon review. So I have a bit of knowledge about the overall story, but no really strong details on the story. Or stuff on the gameplay and whatnot, so like I have a basic understanding of the game, but not anything like super in depth or anything like. So let's start this experience. So obviously we're gonna be normal because I haven't played this before, so let's do some normal gameplay. Dad's really late. I got a message from the guild saying he'd be home today too. This guy's just gone traveling around the kingdom on some kind of training. I'm so bored. Maybe I'll just practice with my staff a bit before dinner. I'm home! Daddy! Sorry to keep you waiting, Estelle. Did you take good care of the house while I was away? Of course I did. Did you run into any trouble, Daddy? You didn't get hurt fighting the bad monsters, did you? Nope, I fizz a fiddle. Now, once we know, I brought you a present. Really, what kind of present? And a fishing pole, sneakers, something for my training? Maybe I raised you wrong, Estelle. All little girls supposed to like clothes and jewelry. I like pretty clothes, but they just get dirty. And jewelry breaks when you go play outside with it on. Anyway, Daddy, what's with the big blanket? What? Is that my present? You're a short one. Now why don't you come and have a look? What? You brought me a random boy. That's a weird present. Well, here you are. Quite a handsome boy, don't you think? Oh, I brought you home a future husband. Isn't this supposed to be the other way around? What? Why is my present a boy? Don't make such a fuss or you'll wake him up. Wake him up? You mean he's still alive? That would have been a much different present if he was still dead. He was dead. That's kind of dead to me. I treated his wound so he would be in stable condition. In the meantime, however, we'll need to let him rest. I'll put him to bed, so if you wouldn't mind heating that kettle of water on the stove, I'd appreciate it. Okay. He sure sleeps soundly. And he almost looks the same age as me. This is the first time I've ever seen black hair like that, too. He certainly does have a nice head of dark hair. And a pair of amber eyes to go with it. That's nice and all, but how about clean and fess up? Fess up. Who is this kid anyway? And why is he hurt? Why did you bring him to our house? Is this an illegitimate child or something? Did you betray Mommy? Did you knock up some random skank on your travels? Where have you been picking up these kind of words? No doubt from Schwarzwald, I assume. Yep, that's right. For heaven's sake, that girl's going to get me in trouble one of these days with all her nonsense. Actually, I just met this boy while I was out on business. I don't even know his name. You mean bracer business? Something like that? Oh look, he's waking up. Wow, his eyes really are the color of amber. Where am I? So you're awake now, are you? Welcome to my humble home. You'll be safe here, so please try to rest. What are you trying to pull? Huh? You must be out of your mind. Why didn't you leave me there to die? Why? Now that's a question I don't know how to answer. Does things just worked out that way work for you? Don't tell me what to be! Cassius Bright! Do you have any idea what you're getting yourself involved in? Hey! You're sure shouting a lot for someone who's supposed to be hurt. Running your mouth like that's just gonna make it take longer for your body to heal. And just who are you supposed to be? I'm Estelle. Estelle Bright. She's my daughter. Don't you remember me telling you that I had a daughter around your age? Now that you mention it. Wait a minute, don't try to chase us up. Stop stomping on my face! Quit yelling! Alright already. But you jumping on me like that isn't gonna make me heal any faster either. In fact, it's just gonna break a few ribs. I don't want to hear you yell again, do I? Look, jumping on me like that is only gonna make things worse. Do I hear yelling? Never mind. Please don't hurt me. As a word of advice, it would be nice not to argue with Estelle while you're in this house. Even I wouldn't stand a chance if I made her mad. Yeah, I can see that. By the way, aren't you forgetting something? Your name, you know, that thing that people call you. I told you mine already, so don't you think it'll be unfair and impolite not to tell me yours? It seems like the logical thing to do, if you ask me. Trying to hide it now would only serve your deterrent. Fine. My name is... Cue the anime opening! I'm not even kidding, there's actually an anime of this. I don't think they use this intro, but again, it serves a dual joke. That seems like that'll be important later. time has passed. How much time? I'll say about 10 years. So bright in here. I slept like a rock. That must mean Dad's turn to cook this morning. I wonder if that means Joshua's still in bed. I guess that's a no. Well, I guess I better get myself ready then too. Nice, Joshua. Bravo. Good morning, Estelle. I hope I didn't wake you. Nah, I was already up when I heard you start. Can't believe how awake you are, though. Even the roosters still have bags under their eyes. Not that I mind. What with the siren song of yours? Gently lonely, beautiful woman from their summer. What do you mean, woman? You're the same age and I'm hardly a man. How wrong you are, Joshua. We may be the same age, but I am clearly the woman of the house. And that makes you something like my loyal follower. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah, how fortunate for you. Did you at least try to sound a tiny bit sincere? It really is a nice tune, though. Cheerful, yet somehow wistful. I like their other songs, too. Of course, this was my favorite. What's it called again? The Whereabouts of Light. That's right, The Whereabouts of Light. I wish I could play the harmonica like you, Joshua. Sadly, it's a lot harder than it looks. Compared to what it takes to use a staff, I think the harmonica is much easier. And it really is just a matter of concentration. You're probably right. I guess my problem is I don't do something that uses my whole body. I start feeling drowsy. Okay, playing the harmonica is fine and all, but how about we getting some exercise too? All your hobbies are sitting around kind of stuff like reading and music. No girl's gonna be impressed with just that. Well, excuse me for not being so popular with the ladies. Though, I feel like I should be the one lecturing you about your hobbies. I mean, what kind of boy wants a girl who loves fishing, collecting bugs, and has a fetish for sports shoes? That's enough talk about hobbies for now. And for your information, I graduated from bug collecting a long time ago. Really? I believe it when I stopped finding beetles in the hallway. Estelle, Joshua, stop banging up there and get down here. Good morning, Dad. Good morning, Dad. Is breakfast ready? It's ready and waiting. You have not aged in over a decade, my friend. Why don't you both hurry down here before it gets cold? Okay, on my way. It's the grub, Dad. What stuff? Are you eating or inhaling it, though? Like people say, kids who eat and sleep a lot grow a lot. Well, make sure you get enough to eat, but don't forget to pour that energy into your work too. That reminds me, you two are finished up your training for the guild, aren't you? That's right. He'll be reviewing of everything we've learned up to this point. And once we're finished, we'll be bracers just like you, Dad. That means I'm not going to let you treat me like a kid anymore. You still lack understanding, Estelle. You can only become a junior bracer in the beginning, or in other words, a trainee. If you want to be treated like an adult, you should work extra hard in your training to become a full-fledged bracer. I'm not afraid of a little hard work. Just watch and see what I'm capable of, Dad. I'll be so successful that it won't be long before I pass you too. That's the spirit. Let's see what you're made of then, shall we? Let's not start a rivalry here, you two. And still, keep your focus on the task at hand. We have a test later on today, remember? Huh? Wait, what test? Please tell me you didn't forget about the test, Estelle. You know, the one that checks whether or not we've mastered the skills you've been learning and training. Don't forget, Skrera, I cannot pronounce that. Saying if we failed, we'd be stuck with a ton of extra homework. Crap, totally forgot. Not to mention, I guess I kind of remember saying something like that. Don't sweat it, I'm sure it won't smash somehow or other. I honestly don't know how you survived this long, Estelle. Your brain is like a slate, it's like a sieve. Papa is sad. How could a child of mine end up with such a careless, over-optimistic personality? You're the one that raised me, so I did forget it from you. It's for you two, that's so much alike, but whatever. We should probably head to the guild soon, Estelle. Scarrow's going to be waiting there for us. But like a plan, you know how scary she gets when someone keeps her waiting. That transitional shot. Oh, before I forget, it's my turn to cook dinner tonight. Is there anything particularly you want to eat that? Their quest? Something I like to eat, huh? How about ruined-style scalloped fish with the well-mastered vinegar sauce? What's that? I think that's a little more than skills can handle, or our stomachs. You're right, I just want to see what kind of reaction I can get. I'll just have the usual fried fish and omelets. No need for anything fancy, but do try to make something edible. Oh, rude, but can't actually say he's wrong. I'd say, do have one favor to ask you before you head out. I'd like you to pick me up a copy of the Liberal News. From the general goods store. They're supposed to be getting the latest edition today. Got it. One copy of the Liberal News from the general goods store. If there's any money left over, you can have it for it as your allowance. But that means no wasteful spending. Alright, thanks, Dad. We're heading out now. See you later, Dad. Work hard and give girls all the regards. So now we have control. And point and click. Okay, the camera. Yeah, it's full 360 degrees, so I can press 2 buttons to make it tilt around the lead character so I can get views of different objects. This is cool, but at the same time, it's very disorienting. Like, I'm missing the way by clicking. Health bar, got the map, and I can open up the start menu like that, and save equipment, which, you know, is pretty standard at the beginning of the game. The ordnance we'll be getting into exactly what ordnance are later. We got our map, our items, got tactics, which, you know, you set character position, battle position, set as stuff, and save files. That's a test file I have going. Anyway. Bright House. Click the sign to read it. Very nice. You guess it was a type of measurement? I don't know. I'm assuming the paved path is the right way to the nearest town. Looks like we made good time. Not too early, or too late either. We barely graduated from Sunday school. I never dreamed we'd have to study so hard just to become bracers. Well, we're in luck today. Today is our last day of training. Truth be told, though, you're the one who signed up to be a bracer in the first place, so I don't know why you'd expect to get away with any less effort. Oh, yeah, I guess I did. Alright then, let's get to it and make do this last hazing from Skara. You look ready to me. Let's go meet Skara at the Bracers Guild over there. Yeah, the mouse is not pointing. Okay, so here's where the camera center. That's the weapon shop. Looks like the signs. Item shop. I guess that's Bracers. That I think is the ornament thing. That's the Bracers shop. The Bracers Guild headquarters. There you two are. Good morning, Estelle. Good morning, Joshua. Good morning, Anna. Good morning. Is Skara here already? She's waiting for you upstairs. Once you finish today's training, you'll finally become recognized as members of the Bracers Guild. Good luck to both of you. Thanks. We'll do our best. The Star and the Hangman, Hermit and the Magician, and last of all, an inversion to the Wheel of Fortune. This is a difficult combination. How should I interpret this? Good morning, Skara. Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua, this is a rare occasion for both of you to show up so early. This is my last day of training, so I figured why not. I'm ready to get this show on the road and become a bracer myself. I'll give you credit for your enthusiasm, but I'm going to work you hard today in every way I can think to make sure that high-pitched attitude of yours, high-spirit attitude of yours holds up. I hope you're ready. I can feel the enthusiasm dropping already. Quiet, you! Every time I teach you something, you somehow manage to forget it. This training is my way of trying to keep some information in your head instead of letting it dribble out of your ears like it usually does. Joshua, Skara's picking on me. Don't worry, Skara. While Estelle may hate studying and rarely ever does her homework, Max Rossley is overly naive and seems to stick her nose into everything. Her instincts are sharp, so I'm sure she'll pick up on how to use an ornament with some practice. Eventually. Probably. I guess there's not much I can do now except for the best. Hold on a sec, Joshua. Somehow I get the feeling that you weren't standing up for me. No, that's not. I'm positive. I described all your best traits accurately. Whatever. By the way, Skara, what were you trying to predict with your tarot cards? Your face is really intent. Oh, this? I was just trying to get a vague reading about what might happen in your future. Unfortunately, I don't seem to have been in the right mindset to interpret the cards directly. You couldn't read the cards? Now that's surprising to hear. Actually, the more profound the meaning of the cards, the more difficult they become to interpret. But that's not important. No, I think it's time we start your final training. I'll give you a brief rundown of all the information we've covered in your previous training. This is the minimal information of knowledge that bracers should have in order to function effectively. And Estelle, make sure you pay close attention to what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Okay, let's go over ornaments. Ornaments are mechanical devices which operate by using what's known as orbital energy. A variety of effects can be produced depending on their structure and type of quartz or process. Septum and still. Oh, that was only been 50 years since their invention. The devices play an integral role in all facets of life, and from lights, heaters, and other everyday products, from weapons, magic, and even airships. In connection, this technological reform is commonly known as the Orbital Revolution. Bracers are investigated in combat missiles who work to protect civilians and maintain the stability of our respective regions. Why could I not read? They aid the community in a variety of ways, such as exterminating monsters, preventing crimes, finding lost items, and escorting people and goods. The Bracer Guild, which has established branches across the continent, manages the affairs of bracers in each region. The kingdom of Libero, in which we live, sits in the western half of the Zarian continent and abounds with nature and deep-rooted traditions. Libero is proud to be one of the leading producers of septum on the continent and known for its high-level technology used to develop orbits. Orbit technology has been a key pillar of support for Libero in protecting its independence as it has contended with neighboring nations. 10 years ago, when Libero was invaded by the Ebonian Empire, it was the use of orbital-powered airships that saved the kingdom from defeat. Consequently, even now our relationship with the Empire is somewhat sensitive, but thanks to the Queen's political finesse, Libero enjoys peace. And yeah, that's about all we can look at. Let's see, since we've got to maintain a mountain of stuff the other day, I'll let you off the hook with this. This review. I'm going to speed things up now and move on to practical portion of your training. On Skara, now's today's practical training any different from training we've already done. Since it's practical, that means you'll be experiencing things firsthand. Therefore, I'm going to have the both of you run through everything as if it were a real bracer job. So what you're saying is, there won't be any studying at the desk involved? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. This time, you'll get to go out and make a physical effort to accomplish your task. I'll make sure you have to work up sweat, so I hope you're ready. Yes, let's see what the doctor ordered. I didn't know what I was going to do if I sat another day with my tush parked at a desk. I guess I got all worried for nothing. Well, suddenly you're all bright and cheerful, Estelle. Let's just hope that smile of yours lasts until the end of today's training. Okay, let's get cracking on your first objective, shall we? Let's have at it. Your first objective will be to confirm details of the job you'll be performing. But before that, there's something that we need to give the both of you. Anna, is it ready? Yes, there you are. I'll give you. Alright, you two, go get one of each of your cells. These are very important, so make sure not to lose them. Get the bracer notebook. Bracer notebooks serve as the official way to record the status of your current jobs. Also, anything you may hear or anything that you may find and swear, these kind of trivial things can often become clues. No matter how insignificant something may seem, always write it down. Understood. Crap, this sounds like going to be paying it. Oh, please tell me my ears aren't interesting, because that's why I only heard one response. I'm sure there are two or two. Keep an accurate account of events is an important duty of all bracers. So get the program and stop trying to make this out to be more than it really is, Estelle. Okay, I got it. Make sure you do. Alright, then let's begin. Look over by the door. You can see there's a bulletin board standing there. First, I want you to go and check the job description posted there. I am not reading that. I think there's only one job available, and it's retrieval by our boss. Page $500, which is Universe's Mira. Direct request. This training will involve searching the sewers beneath Roland to bring back the contents of the chest. See her for details. We have to go into the sewers! It's always the sewers, isn't it? Very good. It looks like you were able to see what was posted without any trouble. Checking the bulletin board is one of the most basic functions a bracer performs on their job. Checking regularly to see whether or not there are any urgent tasks which need immediate attention is also an important duty for bracers. Man, all this talk about duty is starting to cramp my style. Sure, there are a lot of rules to follow, but there's an equal level of responsibility for the jobs themselves. I think being a bracer calls for much more than just someone with a half-hearted attitude. I guess you're right. I'll have to get more motivated. What's that say? how... that's so. Haven't changed your heart, have you? You betcha! Now before one of the motherfuckers just sneaks off somewhere, let's get to work on your next task. What will we be doing this time? We're heading across the street to Mr. Meldis' orbital factory and learning how to use this service. He is gracefully taking time out of his work skill to explain things to make sure to be on your best behavior. Okay. Here's where you learn how to use the orbital factory services. In an orbital factory, you can modify orbits and synthesize support cores and know how to use orbital arms. Arms have a wide array of effects, and if mastered, can be extremely helpful. The bracer business is particularly a risk occupation, so the guild has had a long-standing relationship with those orbital factories. Anyway, this way, as much as I can explain, I'll leave technical details to the expert. So, Mr. Meldis, if you wouldn't mind taking over from here. No problem, leave everything to me. So, what would you like to learn about? Let's learn about orbits. First, mechanical devices which zip an array of effects to the installation of various types of ports. A definition that means that light, airship engines, so on, are made of multiple types of orbits. However, the ones we will be discussing today are battle orbits, which enhance users' physical abilities to make it possible to use magic. Since each orbit is suggested to match the user's personal aptitude, the structures for these devices may differ for each user. Simply put, the shape of the fixed elemental slot, the lines which connect will vary. Anyway, this is the layman's explanation. In other words, in order to install ports, you must first have an open slot. By default, the central slot is open, but the other slots must be open at an orbital factory like this. It'll be a fair amount of SIF too. EP, which is needed for magic, and also you'll see a max increase according to the number of open slots. I recommend opening them as soon as possible. My mouth needs drinks, but must get expedition. Simply put, orbital orbs are magic which can be discharged exclusively with the use of battle orbits. In other words, a number of particular effects can be produced by using the orbital energy stored within the mechanical devices. Since orbital arts can be a mouthful, they are universally referred to as arts. Probably ought to have called them from the get-go. There are several types of arts, but in order to be able to use them, their corresponding course will be first synthesized at a mobile factory. Orbits are also set up so that once this particular course is installed into a slot, the owner will be able to use these arts. The type of arts can be used also depending on the elemental value and the combination of in the arts. Basically, if you want to see a water arts, you have to instill a course with a water element value. In reality, orbits are much more complex than what I described, but I think this information suffices for now. What next? Oh dear, quartz. Quartz are circuits made from SEP. Quartz have the vast number of effects and raise the owner's abilities while simultaneously making it possible to use arts. However, they will not be able to harness any of these effects till quartz has been instilled into a slot. However, there are also effect slots which can only a certain type of elemental quartz can be installed. This being the case, when you synthesize a new quartz, you should check your orbit and decide where you will be instilling it ahead of time. So what? Last one. Sif is a fragment of symptom, which is trapped by monsters. They're divided into 7 types: earth, brown, water, blue, fire, red, wind, green. Damn it! that was almost a Pokemon reference. Time, black, space, gold, mirror, silver. But the classical elements of earth, fire, water, and air, and some extra random elements of time, space, and mirage added in. Interesting. Surf can be explained from mirror almost anywhere, but at orbital factories you can use it to synthesize quartz and open orbital slots in which to instill synthetic quartz. That's everything, thank God it's over. Looks like Mr. Mouse has answered all your questions. If there's anything else, then let's have you both try and use the services here. For now, with that, you're going to need some set. With that amount, you should be able to synthesize a few quartz. Now I want you to begin with making an elemental quartz that can work with each of your particular orbits. In your case, still any elemental quartz would do, but for you, Joshua, it has to be a time element quartz. In Normally a shop like this should be able to exchange stuff from Mira, but for this training you will not be able to use this service. Okay, it's a time element, so okay, go to the menu and then we click orbits. Use all my water. Defensively imports, have you? Since you have both recovery and attack bar set up, it appears that you don't need any more instructions from me on how to do this task. You balance your parts out between each other like you've done here. It should make dealing with monsters much easier. Additionally, your bracelet notebook contains information about which core slots you use which arts. If you like to use more powerful arts, check out the arts and course chart in your bracelet notebooks to find something that works for you. Alright, the training here is already almost finished. Last of all, we're going to have one of you open the slot in your orbits. Once slot's open, as its EP is consumed by the arts, blah blah blah. Basically, now it's time to open a slot like I did earlier. So, because Estella's up front, you may open one of your normal slots, Estelle. Since your essential slot is not limited to the element, you are free to assign any type of course you like. This concludes your training here at the Opal Factory. Now, this time let's move on to what you've been waiting for, the qualification test. Pardon? Did you just say test? You can't honestly be telling me that you forgot about the test again. And you don't remind you of this morning. How did you mention? I vaguely remember some sort of talk along the lines of that at the breakfast table. Sometimes I feel the future of the Brace is skilled and humanity. Oh, well, no sense in warning about it now. Let's head over to the testing area. You mean like now? I don't know if I'm ready for it. How about a little yes yapping, a little more walking your butt to the testing area. Move it! Help me, Joshua! Help me! Mr. Melis, Freddy, thank you for your help. Don't mention it, and good luck to that test of yours. We'll be rooting for you. I'm going to remember that you left me high and dry like this, Joshua! All your training has finally come down to this. Cross-switch testing begin here. I'm good to see you both use what you've learned up to this point. Understood. What's wrong, Estelle? Not scared? What now? I just gotta wonder, is there not going to be a paper test or something? Did Cassius drop you in your head as a child or something? You just read Let's Set a Bulletin Board not that long ago, right? Yeah, and I made you jot down what you read in a personal notebook. I should forgot that too. I'm pretty sure the job was mentioned searching for and retrieving an item from the sewers. Ringing any bells yet? Literally. Oh, divine, adios. I give thanks to thee for thine infinite grace by bestowing us such wonderful gifts of sewers. So what you're really saying is that you thought it was a paper test. No wonder you were acting all crazy back in the Horrible Factory. I can already feel the nostalgia. The days stuck in the classroom are starting to feel like grand memories indeed. I'm starting to wonder if we'll even be able to graduate at all. What's wrong with you? Why do you have to go and say something like that when I'm trying to reminisce about positive things? Alright, that's enough jabbering you two. Either get in the sewers or make out. Wait, what? You heard me. This is supposed to be a test about how you both can try to at least look a little anxious. Just so you know, if you happen to flunk the test, you don't even want to imagine what kind of homework I have in store for the both of you. We'll be fine. Just tell us what you want us to do and let us loose. You're so confident about proving that you're not just pulling hot air with the results of your test. Anyway, as the both of you saw on the bulletin board, this test will be searching conducted in the rolling sewers. Your objective is to retrieve contents of a chest which has been placed between that area. Layout the sewers should be simple, so you won't have a hard time getting lost either. This is there are real living productive monsters down there. If you get careless and let your guard down, you will be sorry. Also, let me give you this before I forget. What's this book for? It's called a Monster Guide. It's used to record information about monsters and the other opponents that you meet. Whenever you figure out an enemy's attribute, you should make an immediate note of it there. Sounds pretty straightforward to me. He who controls the flow of information controls the tide of battle, right? That's exactly what I'm saying. You really gotta get ahead of yourself, Joshua. That's pretty useful advice. Thanks for the tips, Kira. We'll put it to good use. Alright, and let's get pumped and knock out this test. Let's. Don't forget though, this is an exam. We should make sure to treat it as such. Now we are in the sewers, and I think all the exposition and all that talk just made my mouth dry as a bone. So we're going to end today's episode and reconvene next time.